Good morning, agents. Road Warrior here, and I'm in the Intel den this morning, starting off because I want to show you why I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So first, let's look at the Intel map. You can see here, my blue area, still pretty good. There's a hole in the middle here because Bit had smashed up Peace Park and part of Dunning Park. Over here is what I did yesterday, still largely intact. And in between, Bithead has thrown links to any portal he had keys to, because that's what he does. He just throws links. So, given that it's rainy and stormy today, and it would not be wise for me to go out into that on a scooter, I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to try to clean up some of this green. At least that's the idea. I'll probably start by going to that sort of main anchor set, which is near me, and then I'll head north to Como Park and maybe head west to clean up some of the derpy links on the west side of the city, around Prospect Park or so. And yeah, that should give me plenty of AP. There's a lot of links and fields there, as well as help me get rid of some gear, to be honest. I do have to be back here early afternoon, but I should probably go out in the late afternoon and do some hacking to replace some of the gear that I'm going to use. So probably another afternoon of farming, which is not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it'll be nice to do. It'll be nice to have gear again. And yeah, that's the plan anyways. I'll come back to you from the car somewhere, and hopefully there will be some gameplay footage already playing of me smashing up some green. So, enjoy that. See you in a bit, agents. Howdy, agents. Coming to you from a parking lot in Como Park. And yeah, just finished a run here, knocking out a bunch of green that was in the area. Bithead leaving his signature 3s and 2s down, so they were easy to smash, which was good. Still a few more links here and there, but I don't think they're anything too harmful. Most of the anchors have not 8 resonators anymore, so should be all good. I'm gonna move probably west and do a drive-by of the fairgrounds, see if they're open. If they are, I'll probably go in and smash all the machina that's in there. And then I will move somewhere else. I don't know where. Probably west, like Denoyer Park or something like that, because I know there's more green over there, so that's where I'm headed. Check in with you in a bit. All right, agents, I was in luck. The fairgrounds, the Minnesota State Fair, is open. I'm here parked on Cooper Street at Dan Patch, just inside the entrance. I cleared out all of the machina that's here, or just about all the machina that's here, and got a pretty good amount of AP out of it. I think I'm up to like 200,000 on the day already, which is pretty good for using like maybe a third of my bursters total so far. Now I'm gonna go south and head east on Energy Park, where I think there's still a few long green links, which might as well get rid of them. And probably then switch over to Pierce Butler. I think there's still some links there as well. And then see where the green takes me. It's kind of the goal for right now. Probably about another hour that I could spend out for the moment, and then I'm gonna head back home and get some lunch, and I've got something else that I need to do. So that's the plan. Somebody is speeding by on a lawnmower. That's fantastic. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. I'll check in with you later. Okay, agents. Just pulled over here somewhere on Hamlin. I got through Energy Park and then south to Pierce Butler, and I cleared out a bunch of stuff around there. There's still more to do, but I ran out of the bursters that I had budgeted for this trip, so I'm going to hold off now just in case I need the bursters I have left for something, and I'm going to move on, actually head home and get ready for the rest of my day. Probably I could spend a little time hacking between now and the afternoon when I do have something that I need to do, but for now, smashing is done. So I'm just gonna head home. Nothing more interesting to do right now, but there'll be plenty more interesting to do in the afternoon, so don't worry. I'll see you then. All right, agents, I am at Dunning Park again. I think it's been long enough that I can probably record here again without it becoming a trope. You may be able to tell from some of the gameplay footage that's playing in the background here. I've been doing some work fielding this area back up after it got smashed. And wouldn't you know it, Bithead was just across the freeway, and now he's somewhere on the Concordia campus, and he's tearing down some of what I did, which honestly is probably fine. I mean, I barely used any gear to tear down what he replaced it with, and he's having to use a fair amount of gear because I've got shields and turrets on everything. So, fair trade. Plus I get AP. Works for me. I think I got about 200,000 from this little outing. So I'm up to about 1.4 million on the way to level 13, which ain't bad, I'll tell you that. Long way to go still, probably 2.2 million more, but doing okay. I think I might take a break here and go hack some stuff. I found it's not worth it to fight Bithead while he's in one of his fits, so if he decides he wants to destroy something, let him do it, then rebuild again. But I do need gear for that, so probably a good time to go and do some hacking. So, I'm gonna pause here. I'll come back to you from the intel den with an update about how it all went. See you later. Alright, agents, I'm back in the intel den, as you can see, taking a look at the intel map here for the results of my existence. Notice something that I'm going to point out in a second, but you can see the blue is looking pretty good. This part's mostly filled in, but the couple portals that Bithead took out as I was still in the field left a big hole there. He threw something, I don't know. It's not terribly impressive. It's probably 3 or 4 layers, so it's not like crazy. I did notice there is an unclaimed portal in the middle of my fields. Oh yeah, somebody killed one thing. I thought it was like a new portal, but no, it looks like it's just somebody killed up a single portal. Not sure why. Oh, maybe it decayed. I bet I didn't have a key for it and it decayed. That's my bad. I try to stay on top of that, but honestly, sometimes I miss a few. Anyways, that's my day for Ingress. I did do some hacking on my way home from Dunning Field. So I did a few laps of a local park, and we got a decent amount of gear. I'm back up to like 100 so level 6 bursters, which should be good. I can drone hack some level 8 gear. That should be helpful. Not a whole lot to talk about there though, except for it is hot and it is humid outside. So I believe the wider world would call muggy or oppressive, depending on how severe this situation is. So I guess for tomorrow, I'm thinking about possibly fixing up Peace Park, the Midway Peace Park again. Maybe taking out those fields that Bithead threw, maybe taking out some of the other anchors that he's got lying around. Like I said, it's not a huge threat, so I'm not too worried about it. And possibly going south and doing Grand Avenue finally, though it does look like there's a bunch of blue blockers coming off of one portal on the eastern end of Grand. So if I did go down to Grand, I might have to take the long way in order to clear some of the southern end so that I can actually field it up. Because right now there's links going halfway across town from the eastern end of Grand, which is less than ideal if I wanted to microfield. But that's all for tomorrow. For now, I'd like to thank my patrons over on Patreon who are supporting me. If you would like to join them, it's $5 a month. So if you're getting about $5 a month per, $5 of enjoyment per month out of these videos, daily videos, by the way. I'm not sure how the math works out on that. I imagine it is vanishingly small amount of money per episode, but you can go to the link in the description and join the patrons who are supporting me. Right now, their names are Zach Nelson, BigBadaBoom, Minnesota Resistance, and Teri Lynn. Almost forgot you, BigBadaBoom, but not this time. And also in the description, you'll find a link to my gaming channel where I am releasing daily videos for other video games. Right now, I'm in the middle of a long-running series about Divide and Conquer, which is a Lord of the Rings themed mod for Medieval 2 Total War, which is super fun for me to be in sort of the Tolkien universe and telling my own version of the story from the perspective of Gondor, which is really interesting. Yeah, give that a shot if you want, and I think it's fun. Hopefully you do too. I guess the one other thing that I will mention at the end of the video here is we are coming up on Anomaly season again. Now, I know that there is still an Anomaly to go, I think, in the current series, in the Plus Delta series, but we are just a little over a month away from the first wave of anomalies for the Plus Beta series. And I personally am going to be going to Houston, Texas, where hopefully I will see some of you lovely people there, and certainly if you do go out there, you can ask me for an agent card. I'll make sure I have plenty in stock so that we can do something with that. I might try to do something else for it as well. I'm not really sure if I can get that done in like a month. I'm planning to leave here in a month, so I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see if we can get something else together. The other thing to mention is that will be a much longer trip. I'm going to take 10 days to get there, and I'm going to take a long route home so that I can hopefully go and see some of my family who live in the southwestern part of the United States. And it'll be lovely to see them, as always. None of them play Ingress. I can still try, to convince them, but I think largely it's going to be me playing Ingress and not so much them. That being said, I will, be taking sort of a longer trip, which hopefully will get me plenty of uniques, and, I'm always chasing those uniques, certainly until I get Onyx, so I will be keeping an eye out for interesting places to stop along the way. And if you live along the way, then there's certainly a chance that I can stop and visit you. I always love meeting agents in the field, and I always love recording videos with agents in the field as well. So if you are interested in being part of a video and you live between the Twin Cities and Houston, somewhere along 35, that is an option for you. Or somewhere in the southwestern United States, that is an option too, probably mostly along Highway 10, or Interstate 10, I'd imagine. And then I think I'm probably taking the route through Denver home from like Las Vegas area. So like, I can't remember what that freeway is. I want to say 76, but I'm not entirely certain of that. Maybe the Intel map can help me. Looks like, 76 or 70, 76, and 80. So if you live in any of those, along any of those places, please let me know, and I would love to, meet up with you, record a video, and give you some agent cards, even if you don't come to Houston. But do please come to Houston, because we're gonna need all the help we can get. Let's win one for the Resistance, guys. All right, that's enough of me yammering. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.